relationship between you and the People's General, that's Chief Great of the Ogboru, there appear to be a whole lot of, feeling out there that your relationship with the People's General's relationship is strained. And some are even saying that you betrayed him at some point. So I don't really know. It would be good for you to clear the air on that.
Okay, let me say this.
Okay.
Olorogu Great of the Ogboru is a father figure to me.
Yes, sure.
And that remains the position. I don't have a quarrel with him. Disregard anything to the contrary.
Okay.
I do not feel comfortable to discuss the person of Chief Great Ogboru on national TV.
Okay. So,
suffice to say,
yes,
that Chief Great of the Ogboru was in the APC.
yes,
He's somebody I know. He chooses his fights carefully. I mean electoral fights.
okay,
I have been with him politically for years. I joined Olorogu Great Ogboru during the formative days of the South-South Rainbow Coalition.
That was a long time ago.
That was 2000, upon his return from exile. I was with him when we had the first election in 2003 against Chief James Onanefe Ibori.
I remember.
I was with him when we had the first election against Dr. Emmanuel Iweta Odwara. That was in 2007. By 2010, 2011, we had a rerun election when the Court of Appeal then removed Dr. Odwara from office.
I recall.
So I was with him in that election. How many elections now?
That was up to about 4.
That is 3 now.
3, yeah.
In April 2011, I was also with him.
That's 4.
That's 4. In 2015, I was with him.
5.
In 2019, I also played my role.
6.
That's 6 elections. Few months ago, I read on the pages of newspaper that he has left APC and joined ABGA. I am an adult. In law, they say an adult of full age and competent understanding.
Yes.
I respect, as it should be expected, of a son to a father, his constitutional right to aspire to any office in the land. And I wish him well in every endeavor that he chooses to undertake. I wish him well. But if my decision to remain in APC based on what I consider as realities is what anybody, as you put it, termed a betrayer, then I will say that every mature person, adult, who takes an independent decision is a betrayer.
But there's also insinuations out there that that's Senator Agege, His Excellency Senator Agege, actually also betrayed Great Ogboru. But what do you have to say about all this to clear the air on this?
You see, I feel very offended when people say such things. I feel really, really offended because it's nonsense. have you seen anybody produce a scintilla, an iota of credible evidence, or make anything that is even close to common sense to substantiate that claim or that allegation?
That's why it's good to talk about it.
You see, we are human beings.
Sure.
When people wake up and just cook up stories and put them on the heads of innocent people, it is not right. It's not right. There are 25 local government areas in this state.
Sure.
The highly respected Chief Great Ogboru won in his local government, Ethiopia East. Senator Vioma Agege delivered his local government, Ughelli North, in the governorship election. Why would anybody then say that he betrayed him in the election? Did he stop other people from winning their local government areas? Was he the one who controlled anything regarding the election? Did he call anybody, stop working, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this? So my position is simple. If you know of any particular thing, and we shouldn't just, dwell on emotions. If you know any particular thing that Senator Omar Agege did by conduct or otherwise against our collective interest in the governorship election, lay it bare. Lay it bare. Put it out there.
Okay.
But as somebody who likes the truth,
yes,
I'm incapable of accepting hook, line, and sinker an allegation that is designed to destroy anybody's name and image, just like that.
Okay.
And I went further. I interrogated the issue at deeper levels.
Okay.
I discussed with Ogboru Great Ogboru, is there anything that Senator really did, to warrant this? When I was hearing some young boys, making this statement, and he told me in Transcorp Hilton Hotel, he said, if you know the way he talks.
Of course.
Chief Great Ogboru is a very plain person. He said, please just ignore them. Have you heard me say something like that?
Okay.
That's what he told me.
But do you really think there's a saying that there's no smoke without fire? If there is no issue, there's no problem. Why the disagreement?
You see, let me tell you, I am only responding to your question of betrayal.
Okay.
So we have to narrow it to the question of betrayal.
Okay.
And to go further on this issue of His Excellency Senator Vioma Agege supposedly betraying the People's General.
Yes.
The Great Ogboru Campaign Organization in 2019 issued a statement, a formal statement. That statement was signed by my elder brother Peter Somorai, who was the, I think, deputy DG of the campaign. That statement was published in the Vanguard. I can't recall the exact date now. Completely and totally exonerating Senator Omar Agege of any infraction or betrayal. Do you think a campaign organization will formally issue a refutal of such allegation if it is indeed true? So it is documented. It is documented in the archives that the Ologu Great Ogboru Campaign Organization issued a statement, and I believe on the basis of good conscience. So let me tell you this.
Yes.
A few people out there,
yes,
were determined to sow seeds of discord. And maybe they achieved their aim.
They succeeded.
Maybe they achieved their aim. If they did, good luck to them. But this idea of
betrayal,
this pedestrian talk of betrayal when adults take decision, reasoned decision. If the decision does not tally with your decision, if the decision is inconsistent with your own, then the person is a betrayer. We can't live like that, because it will make people to talk. You understand?
Okay, now let's come back to 2023 elections as we approach the electionary period. Today, it's quite obvious that Olorogu Great of the Ogboru is now known as the flag bearer of the Abga party, while His Excellency Senator Vioma Agege is holding the flag for APC. How does this play out? What do you think about this? Don't you think it stands the chance of jeopardizing the chance of APC?
Marcus, let me tell you.
Yes.
Before I accepted to come to your platform,
Yes.
I did because I know you ask serious questions.
Yes.
Serious questions that will benefit the people.
Sure.
So anybody who is not prepared to answer serious questions shouldn't come and participate in your program.
Thank you, sir.
So I must thank you. You know, there is this aspect of my political life that I don't want to talk. I want to act. You see, I've told you before, the person of Chief Great Ogboru is so dear to me.
Sure.
He's somebody I respect so much that if you want to push me to talk about Great Ogboru as a person, forget it. I had to address that issue of betrayal because I know it did not come from him. Are you with me?
Very well.
It is not an issue that emanated from him. It's an issue that was cooked up by troublemakers. People were troubleshooting. So, as to his participation in election, I have one vote.
His popularity.
I have one vote.
Yes.
And that vote, unequivocally, is for Senator Vioma Agege.
Okay.
And the reason is not far-fetched. I am an APC member. And I have not taken the membership of APC so that I will play anti-party against my party. For the governorship of this state, my vote is for Senator Vioma Agege, and everybody knows that. But who becomes the governor of Delta State will not be determined by my one vote. It is for the people out there, our people, Deltans, to make that call. But as somebody who is voting, not just voting for Senator Vioma Agege, but a critical player in his strategy room, I can tell you that Senator Vioma Agege will win the election clinically.
Of confidence.
Look, you live in this Delta State.
Sure.
If you, Marcus, I believe, let me put it this way, you have taken what you call straw polls before. Straw polls, you just get into places, because I know you. You get into places, sometimes you do random sampling.
Of course.
Who would you vote for? Who would you vote for? What has been the outcome? You don't need to say because you are not the one being interviewed and I'm not supposed to be interviewing you. But the straw poll, every straw poll that has been conducted, at least in this data central in particular, points to Senator Vioma Agege winning the election with a landslide.
Okay.
And that is founded on his performance. People are no longer asking what will he do. They are seeing what he has done. They are seeing what he's doing. That has boosted their confidence in him.
Okay, what about the PDP? Do you see PDP as a threat?
Let me tell you. If you say a party
Yes.
who has governed a geographical area for 24 years is not a threat, then you are a joker. You cannot sit in a strategy room and you are planning how to win election and you discount PDP.
No, I mean considering the squabble, the internal issues in the party at the moment, do you see it as a big advantage to Senator Agege?
Maybe I should take this opportunity to mention this. Right Honorable Sheriff Ogboru is a brother to me. I call him bros. I don't, you see, I respect relationships a lot. If you look at all my conversations, online in particular, you see that I have not raised anything against him as a person.
I noticed that.
That is because of the personal relationship I share with him. He's a good man. At the personal level, Sheriff is a good man. But he has challenges within his party. Those are not issues raised by the APC. APC has no dog in their fight. Our candidate, Senator Agege, has no dog in that fight. It is strictly a PDP fight. If he wins, we are ready to meet him at the polls.
But considering, because there are chances that...
If he loses, yes, we are ready to meet our other brother,
that's David
at the polls. Yes. We prefer,
yes,
to defeat PDP at the polls. Okay. Let them know for the first time in 24 years that they were defeated by the people's votes. Because the jury is out there on PDP. Our people have seen 24 years of PDP. It has been brought to a crescendo by His Excellency's Governor Ifeanyi Okowa. The street testifies against PDP. Every street in Delta State testifies against them. So, while my personal relationship with Right Honorable Sheriff Ogboru is there, I want to do everything that is within my competence to ensure that PDP does not continue in this state again, irrespective of who PDP finally settles for. But one thing that I will really cherish is that the campaigns, when they begin, should be focused on issues. They should be focused on issues. And yes, indeed, let us say it. Everything itemized in the Constitution and in the Electoral Act as condition precedent for being elected the governor of Delta State is a legitimate issue. They can be framed as issues for the elections. Because if the Constitution prescribes certain qualifications and I meet them and you do not meet them,
yes,
then you are trying to cheat. I will not allow that.
Okay.
But those qualifications at the moment, they are issues for PDP to deal with. Senator Agege has never expressed any interest in whatever they are doing.
So, but some people believe that the person of Ologu David appears to be, a tougher match for Agege than Sheriff.
Let them continue to assume.
Considering his modernization projects and mantra, which a lot of people also are into.
Let me tell you, modernization is not talk. It's in action. Look at what Wike is doing in Rivers State. Look at what David Umahi is doing in Ebonyi. This is not talk. Have you seen the Edge agenda of Senator Agege? When he will unveil the Edge agenda, you will see a man who is completely ready for a paradigm shift in the public governance space of Delta State.
Wow. I think it has been an awesome and interesting time with you, Mr. Duku. Can we quickly get your final note, your final, advice to the people out there before shutting the door?
Yes, thank you again, my brother Marcus. Uh, Thank you for all that you do for our people. Even the idea of METV,
Yeah, METV.
METV
Yes.
is something that we should encourage. And I would like to talk to our elders and leaders out there to make this platform thrive, let it succeed. And the only way to you are not charging anybody.
Sure.
You are just making the platform available. You didn't tell me that you are going to pay 5,000 naira to appear.
Of course.
But if somebody decides to say, for this thing you are doing, let me encourage you, there's nothing bad in it. So I can only thank you and to tell our young people to listen to voices like yours. Embrace entrepreneurship. Embrace politics constructively. And in this particular 2023 election that is forthcoming, my best advice is that open your space for Senator Vioma Agege. Get ready to listen to the person who has the best ideas and whom you are convinced has the capacity to perform, to turn this state around. We cannot continue like this in this state.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I think
you.
this brings us to the end of this program. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, my
We really
brother.
appreciate your
Thank
presence.
you.
Now, if you've been following us, it's been time out with Marcus Ekure. I believe you've learned so much from our conversation today. If you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so and encourage your friends to do so. But don't forget, with wings, there are no barriers. So keep flying, for nothing can stop you. That's saying bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you very much.